I was elected when I was 24 years old, and it was my dad who actually encouraged me to become part of the political process. I came back to him 2 years later and I said, "Hey Dad, we need you out there in our state legislature. Join me, we'll run together as a team." I now call it Bring Your Dad to Work Day every day. I care a lot about women's issues. I support a lot of pro-life legislation and anti-human trafficking. We need to find ways to help victims of sex trafficking, and we're able to do that both personally and legislatively. Being a young person and being a female in our state legislature, I think it adds a completely different perspective than a 55-year-old male with, an opinion or a bill or a piece of legislation, or even the way they communicate with constituents. It's very unique and different, and I think it's something that people appreciate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Jenna Haggar, South Dakota State Representative and 10 under 40 honoree.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm bringing in the chemicals.
Hello. The American dream is about the freedom to achieve your God-given potential, to do more, to create more, to be more than the generation before. This is the free America we want to leave for our children. But the big government, progressive policies that promote handouts, welfare, and not so free health care as a luxury you're entitled to instead of a safety net, have made generations of Americans dependent on the government. America was founded by virtuous, self-righteous, self-reliant people. We even joke in South Dakota, you have to be a strong woman to survive the winter. And with a winter like this, I might have to become Wonder Woman to survive. The people who drove covered wagons across the prairies and badlands to settle my state had to work to survive. There was no government to provide for them. Instead, community, church, and charity assisted them in times of need. Thomas Jefferson warned that dependence suffocates virtue, made people tools of an oppressor's ambition. Now we have proven President Jefferson right, as we live under the imperial president, His Highness Barack Hussein Obama. Many of us feel blessed to live in the freest country in history. And even though we're still writing the story of America, it is not a fairy tale with a guaranteed happy ending. Is our political kingdom destined to become some cruel and corrupt house of cards? We have murdered 55 million babies. We're leaving the next generation $17 trillion in debt with blatant disregard for their future and livelihood. Is this the freedom our founding fathers envisioned? The good news is that it is not too late. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are here because you are called to a greater purpose. You want your life to count. You have a value far greater than what the culture would have you believe. We still have a freedom with eternal significance, freedom to choose what we believe. What you believe determines the direction of your life and ultimately your destiny. Every one of us has the power to reject the poisoned apple in this fairy tale and deny the fleeting pleasure of false promises. Regardless of gender, education, or stage of life, you have something unique to contribute with the skills, relationships, and opportunities God has given you. Your calling is already in front of you. You don't have to wait. When I was first elected at the age of 24, I was a single homeschool graduate without a college degree or a lot of money. But in retrospect, perhaps that's why I was given the opportunity, because I wasn't the model politician. I campaigned with a simple goal. I care about you, and I want to know your story and passionately serve your needs. I knew that regardless of election victory, the mission was worthwhile. So what are you being called to right now? Perhaps you haven't discovered the part you are to play, the how and where of your involvement. As you discuss political strategy, listen to speakers, or simply engage in your local community, you will eventually encounter something that strikes the core of who you are. A strong reaction in your soul is usually a good indicator of a battle you are called to engage. When I consider abortion or when I consider sex trafficking in our day, I'm cut to the heart. It was the desire of justice and mercy that made me get involved as a young person, and eventually what led me to run for office. Since I was elected 4 years ago, I have brought legislation defending life and to prevent human trafficking. Being affected at the soul level is all that is needed to energize and begin your calling. We may have reasons to feel inadequate, and when I looked at myself, there were many. But when I redirected my focus to a hopeful vision of love towards my community, suddenly my inadequacies didn't matter. The missions of justice and mercy are so much greater than us. As we align ourselves with a mission of eternal significance, success is guaranteed because good always triumphs over evil. My desire is to help young women recognize their value, pursue their dreams now, and reclaim feminism. Women across cultures have saved the lives of many people and even nations, not by competing with men, but because they dare to pursue what is good and true in our world. We need more women like that. I started a political action committee called RushmoreWomen.com. Our mission is to recruit political candidates who know the true definition of feminism. Instead of protecting a deadly choice, we protect and value every individual life. Instead of demanding equality, we pursue goals and dreams based on our unique gifts and skills. And instead of waiting for the future, we seize the opportunities that are before us. So while all of us here work diligently on political strategies, we must remember that we have a greater calling that goes beyond political victory. Its success is not determined by an election day or a political party, but by its alignment with eternal principles. So discover your personal passion, seize opportunity right in front of you, and watch your calling unfold. Thank you.